Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Miller.
I'm Gav.
And today we are recapping the Final Four. Uconn with kind of a in-control type of win. Not really a blowout, but
Yeah.
I think if Illinois made more shots, it would have been a little closer.
Right.
But they controlled that game from the tip to the end. Pause. And then Michigan, Arizona. Michigan absolutely stomped Arizona.
Yeah, bad.
And let me just go ahead and start this by saying I apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'm going to take that one on the chin. Pause once again. But, bro, it's just, I don't know. Michigan is the best team in the country. Yeah. I'm giving that to y'all now at this point. I've seen a little bit too much. I was wrong 100%. There's nothing else to say about that. The way they came out there and from the absolute jump ball, did not let up. I think it was like 13. It was like 12-1 to start the game.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, they literally have no chance.
Yeah.
Some blowouts are like, it really wasn't a blowout. No, this was an absolute whooping.
Yeah.
I was wrong, and it's crazy because my problem with Michigan was obviously their fans.
Right.
I thought they were a good team, and I also thought that they were a cocky ass team. And if it's not my team, I don't like when a team is cocky. I'll be honest with that.
Right.
So when you're cocky, you have to have something to be cocky about. And the fact that Michigan is doing what they're doing to teams, it justifies the way they're acting in the press conferences, all of that stuff. It's completely justified. So, once again, props to Michigan. We can all be mad at however they act after W's or however they want to pop it, but at the end of the day, they're killing people. Yeah. Absolutely terrorizing people worse than I've seen in a very, very long time. I honestly can't. I know one of UConn's runs, they were killing teams.
Yeah, but
this is bad. And just let me know what because by the way, round of applause to Gav. He was the lone wolf out of all five of us to pick Michigan, so I'm going to go ahead and give you your props there. And go ahead and tell me what you saw from this game and how it aligned with your pick to pick Michigan in the first place.
Yeah, so, I would definitely say I didn't expect it going how it went in blowout fashion, but I did expect Michigan to get the win simply off of just looking at Arizona's three-point numbers and attempts, and only 20% of their offense coming from the three-point line. I thought that, if they were going to beat Michigan, they were going to have to shoot, and more than 20% of their points were going to have to come from the three-point line, which they hadn't really done all year too much. And I thought, Dusty made it a good job of doing kind of what I predicted. I mean, easy prediction, but, just making Arizona, with their size and length and ability to guard, just making them make jump shots. And that's pretty much what they did all night. Burries did not shoot well from the field. Bradley was in foul trouble pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
So that takes away. I mean, that's two of their guards. That's their backcourt.
Yeah, that's it.
So pretty much from there, I mean, it just shows the value of an elite front court in college basketball. All of the Michigan bigs had 2 fouls early in the game, all 3 of them, but it didn't really matter. Like, you got 3 of them. They can just cycle them. And I think their front court proved that they were the best front court in the country. And this proves that they were the best team in John. I think they would have smacked Duke.
Yeah.
I think they would have smacked. I genuinely don't know. Yeah. I know they lost to Duke early in the year, but I think this time around it would have been a little different. And I just think they proved they were the better team. Not much else to it.
Yeah, I think the beauty of it is as the season gets longer and we get deeper into it, you understand the ceiling of these teams.
Yes.
And they just get that much better. So this Michigan team is not right now what they were at the beginning of the year. They have evolved into, like you said, their ceiling, and that's how you called it.
Yeah.
And once again, props to you. You said that they had a higher ceiling than anybody in the country.
Yeah.
And we saw that on display for the entire tournament. And one of my biggest takeaways from this game was, I'll look at it right now, but Elliot Cadeau, he shot the ball pretty horribly yesterday. And
he was the best player on the court.
He was 5 for 17. Elliott was the best player on the court yesterday.
Yeah.
In terms of controlling the pace, coming out there, shooting. He was fearless. There was nothing.
He was loose.
It was just he wanted it.
Yeah.
There was no.
Comfortable, though.
The bright lights didn't do anything to him. And that's props to him. Coming from UNC, I am proud to see that. And it just shows you, with the right coach, they can really. And you gave props to Dusty May earlier, and you think he's going to be one of the greatest coaches of the next decade.
Yeah,
but
I do.
It just shows when you put the right trust in people and just how Elliott came out and performed yesterday from the jump. I mean, he's shooting off the dribble threes with no hesitation.
Yep.
Once again, he missed some shots, but the way he contributed on the defensive end, pushing the pace, they couldn't do anything with him.
No, he was the playmaker on the floor, had about 4 steals, rebounded well. Like, he did everything.
Yes.
Like, I'm just watching the game. I'm like, bro, I don't even care about his shooting percentage. He has to stay on the court.
Yes.
Like, he's playing great, and he's controlling this game. And it was pretty much him and Mara that really, stole the show in a sense.
And Mara, and honestly, both of the matchups surprised me. The way Elliott outplayed everybody in Arizona's backcourt, and the way Mara almost rendered Krivas a non-factor.
Yeah.
I don't even remember seeing Krivas on the court yesterday because of how prominent Ade Mara was in the paint. Like,
best game of his career.
It was insane. He had 26 on 11 for 16. Let me see how many rebounds he had. 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Like, come on, bro. This dude is – I said it before. I do think he's like what Wemby is in the NBA as far as a paint protector. He's not as great of a perimeter defender, and he doesn't have the capabilities. But compared to college basketball, he is a force in the paint. I just thought Krivas would put up a little bit more of a fight.
I mean, Krivas 7'2". Like, it's not like a huge height disadvantage there either.
But it was pure domination. Morez Johnson even came out playing great.
He's only a sophomore. Like, he's going to be good.
And they did this with Yaxel. Sprained his MCL?
Sprained MCL and rolled ankle.
I mean, it's just it was insane.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they said he got an MRI. It looks very clean. So and Solo Ball didn't practice today, sprained ankle. So I'll be interested to see with those 2 injuries, what happens and how that affects the national championship game.
And Trey McKinney, he's a problem as well.
Yeah, he is the. I would say going into next year, he's the best sophomore.
Yeah.
He'll be the best sophomore in the country projected wise next year going into next year.
I mean, and Rodney Gale Jr. He played great as well. And we expected that. Their backcourt and he's kind of a wing as well. All of those guys are big enough to be wings in college basketball. And that's what's impressive about them, and they're dominant. And once again, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I miscalculated this.
Yeah.
Crazy. And it also brings up questions to what the actual best conference is in college basketball. Now, obviously, Arizona beat Purdue, who was the second best team in the Big Ten. But the fact that many teams made the Sweet 16 from the Big Ten, I think it was 6.
Yeah.
It just brings up questions. And the Big 12 was, in my opinion, and in everybody's opinion, the public's opinion, the best conference all year. But that's definitely a question at this point. From Arizona, though, just real quick, and we're not going to spend that much time on this, but do you think Tommy Lloyd is thinking a little different this morning?
I do wonder how he's thinking. Simply off the fact of, will you ever have a team at Arizona this good?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs, but allegedly, like I'm hearing, the money is not as good as people think it is at Arizona to build a roster. He got it situated where he doesn't have to report to his AD, so he got that figured out with his relationship with AD. But I just think it would have been tough to leave Arizona after making a Final Four, of course.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what people's family situation. He might love the weather. He might love everything about Arizona. But I do think he didn't take the best job. I'll say that.
I obviously agree. And you can't get mad at him for signing the extension. Now, I don't know if he was on a time crunch and doing that and if he really needed to. But like you said, the scary thing for Arizona is you look at this team, and I did think they were the best team in the country all year.
Right.
Are you ever going to have a team that looked like this?
I don't know.
They lost 3 games all year. One was obviously the Bill Self on Big Monday.
Right.
The other one, I forgot. It was
Houston.
Houston
without Cole Pete.
Yeah, who was a great team without Cole Pete.
Yeah.
So you look at this team, and honestly, I am extremely surprised on how they did not show up whatsoever.
Yeah.
But,
Michigan is good, but they're not that much better than Arizona.
They're not. I feel like if they played again, if it was a 7-game series, I wouldn't say it was crazy to pick Michigan in like 5, but the games would be closer. Yeah. And Michigan deserves to have that said about them because of how they absolutely just smacked them. But let's talk about Uconn, Illinois now. Interesting game, kind of. Uconn pretty much, like I said, controlled this from the beginning. What was your biggest takeaway from UConn's W?
Yeah, I just think it was kind of shocking to see Illinois got 7 kills in this game. Like, anyone who don't know, that's 3 stops in a row. They got 3 stops in a row 7 times. Them being a offensive-based team, if you'd have told me that before the game, like, oh, they would have won.
Yeah.
But their offense just wasn't there, and it wasn't clicking like it usually was.
Yeah.
And credit to UConn. I thought they could have stretched the lead out even more, but, you know, a win's a win at this point in the season. I definitely think, like I said, like, those guys that weren't hitting shots, the shots not falling, they started to fall.
Exactly.
They started to fall. And Tars Reed, once again, has been elite.
Yes.
And Braylon Mullins started the game off hot for him, closed the game off for him in crunch time, hitting that huge 3 to win them the game.
Yeah.
So I'll just say, like, this is a really good built UConn team. You got Solo Ball, who's a wild card.
Yeah. He is at this point.
He's a wild card. Like, he could go get you 3 points. He could go get you 15 points. Like, he could, any given night, have a spurt. You got Mullins, elite, you know, lottery pick. And then you have a bunch of experienced college basketball guys, Silas DeMore, Tars Reed, Alex Caravan.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a great mixture. And I think, you know, teams and coaches building their rosters need to look at this UConn team like, okay, let's go get 1 top freshman, maybe 2 top freshmen.
Yeah.
And Arizona did a good job of this as well. A couple top freshmen, but let's surround them with a bunch of experience and veteran college basketball players. So, yeah, I just think UConn honestly just showed they were the better team.
Yeah.
UConn beat them by like 15 earlier in the year, this year. So, I mean, they beat them. So, I think they proved that they were a better team. And obviously, once again, like we said, we can't bet against Dan Hurley.
Yeah.
And going into this national championship game, you know, you could argue Michigan's better 1 through 5.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, you definitely could.
But Dan Hurley is going to use every tactic possible to motivate his team, make them seem like they're the biggest underdog on the earth.
Which they are.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I completely agree. And real quick on UConn, I was impressed by everybody that they play. They only play 6 guys most of the time. Ross came in, hit some big shots to start the game. And like we said after the last game, they were 1 for 18 at a certain point.
Yes.
The fact that they rallied, made it close, and won that game eventually, we knew going into this game that their confidence was going to be sky high. Once
you get over that hump, it's that one game in the tournament. You get over the hump, you're good from there. You even saw it, like, you've seen it many times over since I've been watching college basketball. Every team's going to have that one game, even if it was Duke with Siena or whoever the case may be. And the biggest thing is, can you get over that one game? Yeah. Can you get out of that game with a win?
Can you shoot bad and still rally?
Exactly, because the odds are you're not going to shoot good for 6 straight games.
Yeah, exactly. And Solo Ball, 3 for 7 from 3. Good job. Mullins, 4 for 7 from 3.
Yep.
DeMare didn't play great, but DeMare, in my opinion, controlled the pace pretty well.
He's a winner.
Yeah, it looked like he was.
You can't box
playing
score
good
watch
basketball.
with Silas. You kind of you have to play him.
Absolutely,
and he's going to win you games.
Yeah,
the same,
and that's how it is for a lot of point guards in college basketball. Tars Reed, 17 points, just doing his thing, and Caravan still is not shooting the ball well.
No,
so that's scary for Michigan, in my opinion. And let's talk about Illinois before we get into a projection of the national championship.
Right.
But Keaton Wagler, 7 for 16, 2 for 10 from 3, so he didn't shoot the 3-ball well, but was getting some good finishes. And then you would look at the rest of the roster, just nobody really shot the ball well at all.
No.
Do you think that was more about UConn's defense, or it was just their bad game?
I would give credit to both. I would say UConn did a good job scouting, defense, all of that, but UConn was making some, not UConn. Yeah. Illinois had some very uncharacteristic turnovers, not getting to their sets. Like, it was just very I thought they did a great job defensively game planning, throwing that zone at them. I think just on the offensive end, they didn't click how I thought they would. They had a lot of gimmies that they just usually make, whether it was layups, whether it was open threes, floaters, whatever the case may be, that they didn't fall for them.
No.
And, you're talking about, it looks like, okay, UConn controlled the entire game, like, they're just much better, but, like, Braylon Mullins misses one of those threes. Stojakovic gets one of those in and out shots to go in. Like, you're talking about one possession game with a minute to go.
Yeah.
And then you never know from there in March. So This definitely could have been a game, and it definitely, but
I think they were just as good of a team as UConn for 100%.
100%. It's just two styles clashing, and UConn style might just, they might just match up better against Illinois.
Yeah.
Like, same thing. Illinois might have a better chance against many other teams than UConn, but,
yeah. And real quick, I'll speak on Wagler. I think actually yesterday, once again, he missed 80% of his threes.
Yeah.
But I think he came out, and when the lights were bright, I think he was ready to play.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, once again, you just miss shots, but it wasn't a situation of him just making bad reads, not being aggressive.
He's getting to the rim when he wanted to, staying patient.
Exactly. And he shot damn near 50% from the field, just couldn't get the three ball to fall. So I was impressed once again by Keaton Wagler. And yes, they lost, but I don't think his stock fell any after this game.
No, he's a top 7 pick.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody on his team really stepped up for him other than the big who hit a couple threes.
Yeah, Stojakovic had a little run by himself, but nothing
in the
crazy.
beginning. But, I mean, you look at Davis, number 15. He had 2 points yesterday, and I didn't think he was the greatest player. He might have been the worst starter in that game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it happens, and hopefully Illinois can get back soon.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of guys coming back.
Yeah,
so
they're not going to have Wagler, but...
No, but... hopefully Stojakovic can step up and be a number 1 maybe, or I don't know, Merkovich.
We will see.
Yeah.
But moving on, last thing we'll talk about today, the national championship, UConn and Michigan. And quite honestly, looking at it, I don't know if we could have asked for many better possibilities.
No.
I mean, you got the best coach versus the best team.
Yep.
And go ahead and tell me, real quick, before I tell you to give me a pick, let's look at the spread real quick so we can get like a gist on what everyone's thinking. Michigan is favored by 6.5 points in this game, which that's a pretty good line in my opinion.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. I usually, once again, trying to draw comparisons to other sports, but I usually say I wouldn't bet against Dan Hurley. But this UConn team, as much as they found ways to win, this kind of reminds me of, like, that Eagles team against the Chiefs. Like, yes, I love Mahomes. I can't bet against them, but, like, they're not better at any position. Like, as good as Tariq Reed is,
Mars better.
Just judging the front court in general, the front court for Michigan is better.
Yeah.
Now, in the coaching mismatch is not, like, it's not a huge mismatch. Like,
not at all.
I don't know. Like, obviously, Dan Hurley, in my opinion, is the best coach in the sport right now.
Yeah.
Don't think anyone would argue that.
Yeah.
But Dusty May is not, like...
he's top 5 probably.
Yeah, he's a top 5 coach in the sport, in my personal opinion. He took FAU to a Final Four. He's taken this team to the Final Four, about to win his first national championship, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Michigan here. I just think it'll be pure dominance in the paint. And, if they literally... You get Tariq Reed in foul trouble, the game's over.
Yeah, it's done. And I agree. Looking at 6.5, I actually thought the spread was going to be a little bit bigger, which is why I was ready to say UConn is going to make this a game.
Yeah.
But I think UConn is going to make this a game to where it's like 10 points.
Yeah.
I do think there's an extreme mismatch. The fact that Caravan on the defensive side is your 4, and he's going to have to deal with Marez Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's where I see this getting out of hand. I just think size-wise, they don't match up very well with Michigan at all.
Yeah.
Mullins is a smaller guy. He's a good player, but he is a smaller guy as a freshman. So I just think UConn has the potential to get physically overwhelmed tomorrow, like Michigan has been doing to everybody else. What do you think, and this is the last question I'll ask, what do you think is UConn's way to winning this game?
Yeah, I think their way to win this game is, slowing the pace down, protecting the paint, and you kind of, you can't guard everything.
No.
So with protecting the paint, you're giving up threes. You're going to give up jump shots, and you just got to hope. I mean, kind of how they guarded Duke in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to let Boozer, we're not going to let certain guys beat us, but, Rodney Gale, McKinney, Elliott, y'all got to make some three-pointers. Y'all got to make some three-pointers. And if so, then you beat us that way.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is you got to take their strength away.
Yeah.
Make them beat you in a way they haven't beat any other tean this year.
Absolutely.
Or they haven't, won most of their games.
Yeah.
And, Michigan gets up to 3. They shoot a lot of threes, but I'll be interested to see what the game plan is. I think you don't want to make it a track meet.
Yeah.
I think UConn's way of winning this is, all right, let's run sets the whole time.
Yeah.
Let's run sets.
Yeah.
Because Michigan in transition, And it'll be interesting. Their best transition player, Yaxel Lindenborg, with sprained MCL. I'm interested to see. It's only one game left. I don't know if he gets a shot or what. One game left. Give it all you got for one game, and then you can recover for the NBA draft. But I'll be interested to see how he looks because, even though it didn't matter because, it was a 20, 30-point game, he was getting attacked and getting scored on multiple possessions in a row once he got hurt last game. And, if he's moving how he's moving last game, he won't be able to guard a Tariq Reed on a switch. No. He won't be able to guard a Caravan. He won't be able to. So it'll be interesting to see mobility-wise how he looks, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Our camera cut out. But real quick, is this still recording? It is still recording. We're good. I also think that in this game, bro, it's when you look at it, UConn's way of winning has been just staying in there, making the game slower. But Michigan, I almost feel like if that is the game, they can do that better as well. Yeah. So, once again, it's just going to be interesting. And it is hard for me to see a way for UConn to win this game. But I do look at it as Michigan has not had a bad game this entire tournament. And a lot of the time, these teams do. And if Michigan does win this in convincing fashion, this is easily one of the most dominant runs to a national championship that we have ever seen. Yeah. In my opinion, that
you could argue if they played in the best conference. If not, then they played in the second best conference. And you don't schedule that Duke game, and you schedule a mid-major. You got 2 losses on the whole year. Yeah. They have definitely, I would say the best Michigan team ever. I know they've been saying that. I would probably say they're the best Michigan team ever.
I mean, they've showed. Yeah. I think LeBaron Philon comes out of this looking great. Yeah. Because of what he did to them. He literally made it a game up until half. I believe it was tied, or Alabama might have been winning, or Michigan might have been winning by a couple points. But he comes out looking pretty great after all of this. Yeah. Because no one else, no player in the Elite Eight or the Final Four, no player on the opposing team looked good. Yeah. Like, nobody.
Nope.
And that's what they've been they've been able to make it games where every single player on the opposing team did not have a good game. Yep. And that is insane in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We're both going with Michigan. Just so y'all know, we're going with Michigan. Don't flame us because we're doubting Michigan. We're finally going with Michigan. Yeah. Both of us. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, Michigan fans, and peace out.